Okay, just waiting for people to join. Hello. We'll
Hey.
just see if anyone else is going to join.
Okay.
Okay, so I put a bunch of links in channel that should be useful to folks. The blueprint, the Etherpad that we'll be using, and the wiki page that we started a little while back. Hey, Daniel.
Hello.
Okay, so if we want to get started, I guess we can quickly introduce ourselves. I'm Elizabeth, and I'm one of the current leaders of the Ubuntu Women Project.
I'm Svetlana. I'm one of the members of the Ubuntu Women Project and one of the most active members.
And I'm Daniel. I was just, paying attention in the channel and thought I'd join.
Okay, so if anyone else wants to join at any time, just let us know, and we'll get you on the Hangout here. So if we want to start, we can start by looking at our wiki page. The only suggestion that was added there was to host 3 Career Days sessions this cycle. I think that would be a good thing to do. Based on our survey that we had last year about things that are important to people in our community, one of them was sort of how open source involvement can help you with your career. So hosting one of those sessions sounds like it's going to be something that is interesting to our community. And I can take on that action item if we want to do that. Ideas? Thoughts?
That could work, but I think recruiting people might be a difficulty.
Yeah, I have a short list of people that I wanted to recruit. We've had a little bit of response on the mailing list of people who can participate. I think it's just a matter of finding time for them to do it and scheduling it, which is what I didn't do last cycle very much because we only had 1 session. And we can shoot for 3 and then just do, 1 or 2 if that's all that happens. But
That can work.
Yeah, sounds good to me to reach out to 6 or 7, aim for 3, and get 1 to 2.
Yeah. Thank you to people who are taking notes. My keyboard's really loud. So that was the only thing on the wiki page. So let's go and look at the blueprint. Svetlana, you added one that was find a way to promote the quiz and get it hosted.
Yeah, it seems we have it done, but I think we haven't had any time or testers to get it tested and be ready to post it on the wiki page or something.
Yeah, I have it privately hosted on a server of mine. I just haven't gotten many people looking at it.
Maybe because the link isn't known to
Probably.
many.
Yeah,
we started to be needed.
Yeah, I think we need to announce that we're accepting people to contribute to it or offer suggestions and test it out. Channel have interest in helping with that? Or anyone here?
What kind of quiz is this going to be? Is this going to be something like...
It's a contributions thing. It's from I think we talked about it before, it's the one the Italian loco uses to have people find what they want to contribute to.
Mhm.
So it's like JavaScript and stuff, and you click through and say, like, this is how much time I have, this is how much I know about Ubuntu, and then it tells
Mhm.
you that you should be on the docs team or should be on translations or whatever.
Brilliant. So is this something you would just want to use within the women's team, or?
No, I think the hosting portion is getting it up on community.ubuntu,
Right.
so we can probably do a wider request for help on this.
Yeah. If you feel like you get to the point where it's almost ready, I'm happy to put you in touch with the web team, and we can figure out how to get it deployed there, and maybe also do a bit of user testing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Would be interesting to get a bunch of our contributors to put in whatever time they have during the week, whatever they know, and see if they would end up in the team they're in right now. I think that should be interesting.
Yeah, and I think it could be expanded a bit too, because I think it's pretty limited in what it has right now.
Hmm. Brilliant.
Mhm. This is, yeah, because I think the small to the community, then what we have also we have multiple flavors of Ubuntu.
You're breaking up a little bit. I didn't catch that.
I said we have more than one flavor of Ubuntu, so we could try to focus on using bringing in flavors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, flavors. They're good too. So we had a question in channel asking what's the most useful thing they could do to help. So we're just sort of planning what we're going to do in this cycle, in this session. So pretty much just looking at what we come up with and then volunteering for a project, I think, is the most useful thing. We've got a few on our list. We just talked about career days. We're talking about going through a quiz to sort of help new contributors find where they're going to land. And I think in a couple minutes we're going to talk about Project Harvest, which we're working on. So if you're familiar with programming, participating with helping us fix that site and make it more useful to contributors is going to be something that's helpful. So do you want to talk about Project Harvest a little bit? Where we are with that?
Sure. So Harvest has been up and running for quite a while now. It has also been unchanged for quite a while now. I can share my screen, I guess, and show it real quick. Screen share. Desktop. All right. So this is harvest.ubuntu.com, and the main idea behind it was to aggregate information. In the past, we used to have loads and loads and loads of to-do lists. So, for example, there was one page with all the packages which failed to build for one reason or another. There was a different page for pet packages which had changes in Debian which needed to be merged back. And you can imagine there was at least 100 different lists of things. So what this page does is merely aggregating all this information. And the way this looks is like this. So on the left-hand side, we have a list of package sets. So for example, if you're just interested in Ubuntu Desktop, you would just tick this one. And as you can see, we have on the right-hand side, we have this list of packages, and below there's a different, a second group of categories which you can choose, and these are different opportunities. Right now, it just ticked bite-sized bugs. So this is simple bugs that people can work on, but you could also let's say you're interested in merges, you could also tick this one. It assumes that you know a little bit about packaging or the Ubuntu development, how the teams work and everything. So, but once you get past that, right now I'll just stick with Ubuntu Desktop and bite-sized bugs. So here you have a list of bugs that you could, in Unity, in the Unity package, which are marked as bite-sized, you could just pick one of those and start working on that. So the very brief summary is that Harvest actually doesn't know a lot about development and programming languages and that kind of stuff. It merely aggregates information about packages and what I called opportunities back then. So bite-sized bugs, merges, failing builds, that kind of stuff, all in one place. So how much use this is for somebody who's very new, and I don't know, probably would need to figure that out. But yeah, that's Harvest.
Okay, Svetlana, if you could talk a little bit about what the Ubuntu Women Project has done so far on this and where we're sort of standing right now and where we need contributors.
Okay, we have gone to one phase, which is the feedback phase, where users just tested out the UX, looked for bugs, and determined if it's usable or not, and what it could be improved. We're on phase 2 right now, which is seeking for developers for Harvest to improve it and get it more usable for the community. And we only have like 2 people who came to call, and we're still seeking more. And I know Daniel is I guess the project lead and could give tips on how to do the tasks and such.
Okay, and most of this is documented on the wiki page that you shared, right? Sort of our status.
Yeah, I guess I could have screen grabbed it.
No, I think sharing the link in channel was good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think making progress on Project Harvest should be added to our task list. I'm not sure about specific action items at this point, though. We've already done a call for help and other things. If anyone has any thoughts.
Yeah, I was just looking.
There's an item. There's a item on the pad, and it says she has a look on of Harvest, and I think for real beginners division, the package is not not that intuitive. Maybe where do we list possible improvements?
Yeah, we can add this comment to the wiki so people are aware. But I'm not sure. Actually, having Daniel explain that those things on the list were package sets, that was new to me. I didn't know how they were organized. Right. I was like, this seems kind of random.
Yeah, it was really interesting to just read through the list of feedback, and maybe it would help to turn some of these comments into bug reports, so we can just figure out okay, what we need is a proper description of what needs to be done with this particular set of opportunities, or I don't know, or somebody who knows about design or web development. I don't know. I'm not an expert there either. So if we decide like we need some overlay which explains something, or an info link or something, or more text on the front page which explains something about this, sure, I'm happy to help people get started fixing this.
Yeah, I think maybe
A
if we
first set
have
of
like
bug reports
specific
might help. Yeah.
tasks.
Yeah.
I also noticed the bug list is a bit stale, so maybe I can take some time to go through that list and see what's still relevant and whether we can create tasks out of the things in the bug list too.
Or if there's bugs which are still on the list and which seem super important, we could just update the importance, or add a specific tag or something. So we have a short list of bugs.
And I just put the harvest bug link in channel. There's like 39 of them, so there's a fair number of undecided new ones that I can go through and take a look at. Okay, so we've got career days, harvest, and the contributions quiz. Those are sort of the key ones I wanted to talk about today and plan for the next few months. I don't know if anyone else had any thoughts or ideas or anything else to talk about for the next, I guess, 4 months until October when we release for this cycle.
And was there anything else on the blueprint from last time which still needed to get done?
That's a good question. Let's see.
I think so. I think it was like my action item about trying to do a get involved day type of thing. Well, we could focus on helping getting some stories for users to be inspired, and I'm still seeking stories for the what people are doing page and trying to get one of those stories up on the main page.
You're breaking up a little bit there, but I think you were talking about the getting involved or how people got involved stories page.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the get involved day 2.
Oh, right, in the classroom. Yeah, I think those are the only 2 things on there. And I think we talked some about the getting involved thing, that was largely what Ubuntu Open Week was doing. So I think that's probably why we postponed it.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe this cycle, if we get the sort of contributions quiz up, we could do some sort of session introducing that, and that can sort of parallel with maybe a classroom session.
We could. It's a good idea.
Okay. Thanks. It looks like I had an action item to review the best practices page on our wiki too, and I didn't do that, so I should move that over.
Yeah, and try to get one of those stories on the main pages to postpone since I didn't get enough stories.
Okay, so we'll move some of those over. It looks like that was it. The career days ones were postponed, so we've got some people who had volunteered to do those, so I can follow up. There's 4 people on there, so I can. That's a nice starting point. Oh, there's 3 because we did actually have one. Laura had a career days for us. Anyone on IRC have anything to add? All right, so we can take this Etherpad and add the action items to the blueprint over the next couple days, and we'll send an email out and do a blog post about what we talked about in this session. So at our next meeting, everyone's going to be on the same page if they weren't able to attend or watch this video afterwards. Anything else?
No, not from me.
Oh, and the other thing, we're electing a new leadership team this cycle. Cherie sent out the nominations email a couple days ago, so if anyone's interested, let me know if you have any trouble with the wiki and I can help you set up your page. Or if you're not, go ahead and add it to the wiki. I'll paste the nominations link in channel too. So you pretty much log into the Ubuntu Women Wiki and create your page, and then it will, in the format specified, and then it will automatically show up on the nominations page. And then in early July, we'll close the nominations phase and hold an election if there are more than 3 people up for nomination. Otherwise, we'll just do a confirmation vote to make sure everyone is comfortable with the proposed leadership. And I think that's it. So, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, thanks a lot.